Hi, my name is Steve Quiett. I'm with Bowtie Engineering, and we're here at the 2026 Electrical Safety Workshop. And I have sitting in the hot seat a very close personal friend of mine I've known for a long time. Asa, I'll let you introduce yourself, sir.
Thanks, Steve. I like
This
that
is
you're
cool.
doing this.
Yeah.
Yeah. My name is Asa. I'm with OEL Worldwide Industries. We are a family-owned electrical safety equipment manufacturer. We manufacture arc flash PPE, rubber gloves, insulator tools, and a myriad of other solutions for that market.
Awesome, awesome. By the way, for those of you in the audience, I used to work for a company that was a direct competitor to OEL. And I always have had this concept that we're all in the business for the same purpose.
Right.
And that's our workers to go home safely every night. So now the owner of that company didn't believe that. So,
Well, that's a different story. I think
I
that,
know.
but I used to say this about you. A funny story, Steve, was we would compete a lot.
Yes.
And I loved when I would hear companies say, "Oh, we work with Oberon. We work with Steve Quiett." And I'd go, "Oh, that's awesome. I'm super happy for you guys because Steve is one of the best guys." And you know what? They loved me for that and they appreciated that. But
Yes,
you
and they
actually
gave you
did
purchase orders,
then
didn't
I
they?
got a PO. I have that. And I was like, you're like, "Oh, this guy, you know what? He's an honest guy." So I am an
Oh,
honest
my
guy. And
goodness.
Steve is that good though. It was no, you were always you were wonderful to have in the market. But to your point and all that, it is about worker safety. This is 100% about worker safety. At the end of the day, I don't care if you buy from us. I don't care if you buy from somebody else. As
Right.
long as it's a high quality manufacturing company, organization in the United States that really cares about safety, innovation, quality,
Yes.
that's what we care about.
Yep.
It doesn't have to be OEL. It doesn't have to be
Yep.
Oberon. It doesn't have to be NSA. It doesn't have to be any of these other companies out there. We just want workers to go home
Amen.
the same way that they came
Amen.
to work.
So the guy who was sitting before you, his name was Daniel Henderson with Scanware, and he's a very technical guy. I got him sitting in the hot seat because of his accent. He's from the UK.
Yeah.
And what's interesting is we got to talking a little bit candidly about the industry. And it is interesting when I look at the PPE side of things, because that's the world that I came up in. And I told him, and it's a great analogy if you think about it. If I go to the store and there's only one brand of jeans and I don't like the way those fit or I don't like the way those look, I'm kind of sunk.
Yeah.
What am I going to do? I'm going to leave and do something else. So the advantage of competition in our industry, it drives innovation, right? Everybody's out to come up with the latest and greatest idea. And because of that, there has been, I mean, you look at the true color gray face shields or the gray face shields versus the old green ones. The PPE used to be so thick, so high. I mean, you guys are down in some really lightweight stuff. And listen, when I was with Oberon, I never wanted to admit it, but the OEL suits, the Black Series, was a lot lighter than ours. So I love the fact that there is that friendly competition because that's the way I see it. But in the end, the whole concept is people going home safely. And, I got into the engineering side of things and I got into the training side of things because, well, the PPE side of things was leaving. Private equity bought into that company, and that was the end of my interest in working with them. So as we sit here today at the Electrical Safety Workshop, can you tell me what the Electrical Safety Workshop means to you and OEL?
Yeah, I mean, I think for us, it's as bad as close to the surface of the sun as you're going to get when it comes to real industry feedback.
Right.
We've got a new product that we're demoing or that we've got on display here in the product showcase. It's our 75 cal partnership with Gore-Tex, and we're the only ones that have it. And it is
Wow.
super exciting to see what innovation is in the marketplace and
Right.
what, like you were talking about earlier, the competition side of this. Like it is, I love competition, right? Like all of us, and we've talked about this privately, which is we're all psychotic competitors at the end of the day, right? Like I don't care what you're doing, I don't care who you're from. Like
yes.
I'm vicious competitively.
Oh, yes.
However, I can hold that same truth at the same time as being appreciative of the competition
Right.
as well.
Right.
And I think that's something that I love about the industry. So when I'm at ESW, we've got competitors in the room. We've got some really, really great companies that are in our space that we compete with at a constant basis. And that's good.
Right.
At the end of the day, the end user, the technician, these organizations that are building the future, building the infrastructure for us to have just the normal life that we have and expectations of it, we're protecting them and those families and those assets to be able to power the future and today. So I love being at ESW. I love seeing all the different people. It's a great network of people, really great industry leaders
Yes.
in our space
Yes.
that are incredibly thoughtful. And obviously it's in the title, ESW, Electrical Safety Workshop.
Right.
Everybody here is safety minded, which
Yes.
is the right motive for just power generation energy today. So I love it.
It's funny you mentioned that. I was in Georgia a couple of weeks ago, and it was an executive level meeting, and I asked, who's here in safety? And I really expected them to say, oh, he couldn't make it, because I knew he wasn't in the room. Every executive raised their hand, and that's the culture that we need to get to. When everybody sees safety as priority one. And I see it, what traditionally do we see? Production's priority one. And it's mind-boggling. You know that I do a lot of training, and I know the audience knows that. And a couple of months ago, I got an email, and I just wanted to share this with you. When I'm training people for electrical safety, I talk about stop work authority. It's a valid concept. It's something that has to be listened to by supervision. So I'm training this group of young kids. So anybody in their 30s and below is young kid to me. And I got an email the next day, and it was, Mr. Quiett, yesterday you taught this class. I was in your class. I appreciate it. But this morning, I had a production supervisor tell me that I had to do something I had never done before. And I told him, I don't know how to do it. And I told him that in the class you taught yesterday, that I was told I have stop work authority. This is what his response was. You can listen to that Yahoo from Texas, or you can listen to me. One of those is going to get you fired right now.
Oh,
now.
Well, I guess I'm fired.
But the problem is he's a young kid. He hadn't learned to stand his ground. So I did not reach out to the safety manager. I did not reach out to the plant manager. I reached out to the company's CEO.
Absolutely.
And we had a conversation. Now, what I thought was interesting is he said, I want to know the name of that supervisor. I want to know the name of the plant. And I said, no,
I'm not a narc.
No, I'm not going to do that, because this is indicative of a systemic problem in management.
Culture.
It's a problem we can fix. So what I ended up doing is I did a 1-hour video, gave it to them, and they've shared it across their facilities. And I said, look, if somebody tells you that they don't know how to do it, the last thing you want them to do is trying to figure it out. I mean, get somebody who does know how to do it. So anyway, I know you and I are aligned that way. I love the fact that we've got a long history together. I will tell you that there was a time that I had Aza's picture in my office with darts stuck in it because of a company that I feel like he stole during COVID, but that's okay. We won't mention it.
You're not the first one to tell me that, first of all, which is embarrassing, but I don't think you realize the social mountain I had to climb in this space a little bit, which was, I know what everybody thinks of me. I'm aware of that. All right. My pants are a little tight for the industry. I'm aware. I got a West Coast vibe to me. All right. And then this is blue collar. I got it. Yeah. I will leave you with a thought though, on that note, which is, I think safety can be sexy.
Oh,
and that is a big reek. I know, it's gross.
Are you bringing sexy back?
I'm not doing that. No. I'm too old now at this point. I'm washed up. But that to be said, I do think though that there is a new audience.
Yes.
There's a new attitude of the worker.
Yep.
And if I this is my personal opinion, and I think everybody would share this with me. If I want people to wear PPE as a last line of defense, full stop, you need to be trained, assessments, all the stuff that you guys do amazing jobs at Bowtie. If it is going to be something that is going to be a life-saving agency in your work, I better feel confident, and I should want to wear it. I see you. Derek. But yeah, so that's a proposition that I kind of put on my whiteboard in my office. That's, can you do this? Yes. Can you make people want to wear their equipment and feel empowered enough that they are willing to do it? And that goes into telling stories. It goes into us being
100%
just putting it out there.
I think we've kind of turned the corner as an industry to where now it's not just a utilitarian concept. Now it's like, I mean, I was in a boot barn the other day, and I was amazed at all the decent category 2 8-calorie shirts
Yeah.
made by all these companies that I would buy their brands and not even think about it being a safety product. So that's the industry moving in the right direction, in my opinion, because if somebody will wear the PPE and it doesn't look like something out of the 50s, then we've done our job.
Yep.
I always tell people, look, I hate that the message of electrical safety is so dadgum simple. Don't bypass your PPE. I mean, I know I'm a PPE guy.
Yeah.
I'm not working for a PPE company now, but the reality is it's still a simple message. Don't bypass your PPE.
The relationship works symbiotically.
Yep.
Ultimately, like
Yep.
you've got to be trained.
Yep.
We've got to know what the hazards are.
Amen, brother.
Right. And then we know what our PPE choice is. They have to work synergistically.
Amen.
And
Amen.
if we miss one of those pieces, somebody's going to get hurt.
Amen. Well, Asa, it's been fantastic talking to you. By the way, let's put a plug in for your podcast because I listened to it on the way down here. So
Livewire podcast.
Yes.
It's powered by family is our
powered by
tagline.
family.
And we are trying to bring a voice to industry experts, and again, just make it a space where people can really talk about authentic things happening in the workplace. So,
But
yeah.
didn't you make fun of Forrest in episode 1?
No, it wasn't episode. It was episode 11, and yeah, we talked about the worst jobs we've ever had, and he had a lot of them. I had some bad ones too, but he had some bad ones. So,
All right,
Yeah.
Asa. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
you're the man, Steve.